Okay, hi everyone, and welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I've made a video. I'm just going to start right away. This video I'm going to talk about Hebrews 11, which is called the Hall of Faith. But my Bible calls it Heroes of Faith, but I know some Bibles calls it the Hall of Faith. Okay, so a few days ago, I woke up in the morning and God said to me, you know that a lot of people's names has been written in the Hall of Faith. It's like it's quite an the list has become very big, obviously, because of everybody living now or who lived previously, who could be called heroes of faith. Okay, so this, let me start off like this also. This for me, like these videos that I'm making, this wasn't really my plan. And I felt like God leading me to start making these videos for YouTube, and obviously it takes a lot of faith to step out and do the things that God has called you or told you to do. I haven't made videos for quite some time because I've it's then I want to make a video and then I'm like, oh, I don't know. So I've been very scared, but that is where faith comes in. We have to step out in faith, knowing that God will help us and that He will be by our side while we're doing the things that He has called us to do. Okay, so last night actually, I said to God, it's been a struggle. I mean, this walk of faith has been a struggle because it's not always easy. It's really not always easy. And I said to God last night, I said to Him, I'm just human. I'm just human. And then God says to me, but I am God. Wow. So yes, we are just human, and yes, this walk of faith isn't always easy. It's very difficult, but knowing that God is with us and that He is God and that He will open the doors and that He will, He says He will never leave us nor forsake us. He will be with us by our sides all the time. He even says that He goes in front of us and He to make the path straight for us. So when God has called us to do something, we've got to step out in faith, So this morning, when I woke up, God said to me again, He started talking to me again about Hebrews 11 and about faith. And then He said to me, this Hall of Faith is us who's living right now, and obviously for everybody still to come, who's walking this walk of faith with Him. This Hall of Faith is our lineage. This is our lineage. So when we want to be, when we feel like, sure, this is getting difficult, and we feel alone, and we feel sometimes very hopeless, because this isn't easy. So I'm just trying to get the light right. Then we should go and look at Hebrews 11 and read about the people who has walked this walk of faith before us. And obviously we have to not just read Hebrews 11, we have to read through the Bible, because there are so many stories of people that has gone before us, that has walked this walk of faith. And when we read this will encourage us to keep on going. So I'm going to I want to read you Hebrews 11. a bit long, but I'm just going to read it, but then I want you to spend some time by yourself with God and to read it and see what he tells you personally about this wall of faith and your walk of faith with him. So I'm just going to read this, and then I'll probably end the video. Okay, here is our faith. Now, faith is the reality of what is hoped for, the proof of what is not seen. For by it our ancestors were approved. By faith we understand that the universe was created by the word of God, so that what is seen has been made from things that are not visible. By faith, Abel offered to God a better sacrifice than Cain did. By this he was approved as a righteous man, because God approved his gifts, and even though he is dead, he still speaks through this. By faith, Enoch was taken away so that he did not experience death, and he was not to be found because God took him away. For prior to his transformation, he was approved, having pleased God. Now, without faith, it is impossible to please God, for the one who draws near to him must believe that he exists and rewards those who seek him. By faith, Noah, after being warned about what was not yet seen, in reverence built an ark to deliver his family. By this he condemned the world and became an heir of the righteousness that comes by faith. By faith, Abram, when he was called, obeyed and went out to a place he was going to receive as an inheritance, and he went out not knowing where he was going. By faith, he stayed as a foreigner in the land of promise, living in tents with Isaac and Jacob, co-heirs of the same promise. For he was looking forward to the city that has foundations, whose architect and builder is God. By faith, even Sarah herself, when she was barren, received power to conceive offspring, even though she was past the age, since she considered that the one who had promised was faithful. And therefore, from one man, in fact, from one as good as dead, came offspring as numerous as the stars of heaven, and as innumerable as the grains of sand by the seashore. These all died in faith without having received the promises, but they saw them from a distance, greeted them, and confessed that they were foreigners in temporary residence on the earth. Now those who say such things make it clear that they are seeking a homeland. If they had been remembering the land they came from, they would have had opportunity to return, but they now aspire to a better land, a heavenly one. Therefore God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he has prepared a city for them. By faith Abram, when he was tested, offered up Isaac. He who had received the promises was offering up his unique son, about whom it had been said, "In Isaac your seed will be called." He considered God to be able to even to raise someone from the dead, from which he also got him back as an illustration. By faith Isaac blessed Jacob and Esau concerning things to come. By faith Jacob, when he was dying, blessed each of the sons of Joseph, and he worshipped, leaning on the top of his staff. By faith Joseph, as he was nearing the end of his life, mentioned the exodus of the sons of Israel and gave instructions concerning his bones. By faith Moses, after he was born, was hidden by his parents for 3 months, because they saw that the child was beautiful, and they didn't fear the king's edict. By faith Moses, when he had grown up, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, and chose to suffer with the people of God rather than to enjoy the short-lived pleasures of sin. For he considered reproach for the sake of the Messiah to be greater wealth than the treasures of Egypt, since his attention was on the reward. By faith he left Egypt behind, not being afraid of the king's anger, for he persevered as one who sees him who is invisible. By faith he instituted the Passover and the sprinkling of the blood, so that the destroyer of the firstborn might not touch them. By faith they crossed the Red Sea as though they were on dry land. When the Egyptians attempted to do this, they were drowned. By faith the walls of Jericho fell down after being encircled for 7 days. By faith Rahab the prostitute received the spies in peace and didn't perish with those who disobeyed. And what more can I say? time is too short for me to tell about Gideon, Barak, Samson, Jephthah, of David and Samuel and the prophets who by faith conquered kingdoms, administered justice, obtained promises, shut the mouths of lions, quenched the raging of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, gained strength after being weak, became mighty in battle, and put foreign armies to flight. Women received their dead raised to life again. Some men were tortured, not accepting release so that they might gain a better resurrection, and others experienced mockings and scourgings, as well as bonds and imprisonment. They were stoned, they were sawed in two, they died by the sword, they wandered about in sheepskins, in goatskins, destitute, afflicted, and mistreated. The world was not worthy of them. They wandered in deserts, mountains, caves, and holes in the ground. All these were approved through their faith, but they did not receive what was promised, since God had provided something better for us, so that they would not be made perfect without us. Sure. Yeah, so I hope that this encourages you as much as it has encouraged me, knowing that we are not alone, that there are many who has gone before us that walk this walk of faith. And when God has called you to do something and you feel afraid and you feel scared and you're not sure, but you know in your heart that God has called you to do something, or to go somewhere, or to start a business, or start a ministry, or anything that He has called you to do. Step out in faith, because God is faithful. He is faithful. So I think that is all for today. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I'll encourage you to go read Hebrews 11 for yourself. And I'll speak to you soon again. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.